Hey there, everybody. So here I am in DxO Photolab 6, and this is the photo library area. And I thought today I would show you how I process a black and white photograph. So what I like about DxO Photolab 6 is I don't have to ever import anything. What I do is I just take my SD card or my CF Express Type A card and I put it into my computer, and then I copy it over into my own personal hard drive structure. So the P drive would be my photography drive, and then photographs, and then 2023 I put all the photographs date wise, 2024 by the month, and then if I have a photo trip during that year, like we went to Cape Perpetua in June, and I've got some trips coming up at the end of the year this year. And anyway, so I just dump them all in there. And if you hover over an image, this will come up and it'll show you all the information you want to know. If you click on an image, the metadata and everything comes up over there. So this is the image I want to convert to black and white today. And so also you have these projects. So this was my book project, and I have 37 images in here. And it doesn't move the image anywhere. It just points to it, which is awesome. And it really works well. And there's features in here I don't even use. There's keywords and all kinds of other stuff. So I've put in a few keywords, but I don't know if that, I don't know if I put in all those keywords. I think it's just taking it from the titles or something. I don't know what it's doing, but anyway, yeah, you could search by keywords. It's a fantastic photo management software that you don't have to import anything into, which is really fantastic. So this is the image we're working on, and we double click on that, and that takes us to the customize area. But the first thing I'm going to do, because this is one of my portfolio images and it's already worked, I'm going to come up here and say create a virtual copy. So there's copy number 1 right there. So, all right. So the first thing I'm going to do, now I actually have a preset that adds grain and toning, but I'm not going to use it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crop this. All right. Get my square going here. Something like so. Then I'm going to straighten out the horizon, because for some reason I had my level on when I did this on the camera, but it didn't seem to, I don't know what happened. So there's that, and then we'll crop that again. And now that that's all taken care of, there's my image. Now there's a couple of ways to turn it into black and white. If we go up to the color tab here, we can desaturate it, and then we still have all the controls in the saturation. Now it controls in the color channels to adjust our black and white, but the new Photolab 7 has a special black and white, as I understand it. I haven't used it, but no big deal. I don't usually do it that way. Another way is to just use the toning, simple toning, turn it into black and white. I don't do that either, because I prefer to split tone my images. So I have the film pack. I have the film pack 6, and my favorite is Tri-X, and that adds Tri-X grain, and it adds Tri-X tonality to it. And it does a pretty accurate job, because I've processed a lot of Tri-X, and that's what it looks like. And the only other thing I'll do, now normally I would go to FX and I would add, well, I can still mess with the grain. I prefer, and that's one of the really cool things. When you use the film pack, it automatically puts the grain in. But if you don't use the film pack and you just convert it to black and white, then you can add grain here. And I like the Tri-X grain, but I also prefer the medium format grain. It's a little less intense, but it just adds that hint. And the Photolab has some of the most film-like looking grain that I've seen. The Photoshop grain is pretty bad. It just looked like speckledy dots. So, but this looks really good for adding grain. And then I'll come back over here to the color area. So for split toning, I'll turn that on here. And I'll go to split toning, and then sepia intensity, I'll move down to 10. And then gold toning, I'll change to selenium, and I'll change that intensity down to about 10. Okay, and there's a split tone. For selective tone, I may bring the highlights down a tad, up the mids, shadows a bit, blacks a bit, just a hair. And then the last thing that I'll do is I'll go to creative vignetting and bring the intensity down a bit and move the midpoint out. And there it is. And that's what I would do for black and white. One thing I want to check. So I'll probably go Deep Prime XD, because this was a Fuji X-T4 shot, 26 megapixels. So, and I definitely want some sharpness. With Fuji, I always turn this on, even the 40 megapixel. It really helps a lot. And then unsharp mask, and that sharpened all that right up. And that's all I do to process a black and white image. Really, I don't add sun stars, sun rays, replacement AI skies, unicorns, rainbows, like none of that. And even with the color stuff, I might add if it's a raw image, it needs a little saturation, it needs a little sharpening, it needs a little tonal balance, in terms of brightness and darkness, etc. But other than that, I don't do a lot of hokery-pokery digital nonsense. It's just not my thing. So, and I'm not saying it's bad. If it's your thing, that's cool, but it's not my thing. I want my photographs to be photographs, as near as I can get them in this digital age. Well, thanks for watching. I really love DxO Photolab, and I'll probably upgrade to 8 when it comes out, just to have the latest and greatest. And they give you a deal when you upgrade. So I hope you found that helpful. Like, subscribe. That'll be awesome. Helps me out tremendously. And hit the bell for notifications. And we'll see you out there. Have a great one. Bye.